All right, I'm gonna hold off on the other story of mom and dad for right now. I'm gonna tell you a story about me. This is so me. I can't even begin. I was working at a grocery store. I was as a bagger, and I got promoted to cashier. And you're supposed to write in. You're supposed to type in all the codes for deli and produce and the flowers and and the meat the meat department, bread department. I mean all of it, so they can get exactly their record on exactly what they sold by how much you put in and the money and everything else. After a year and a half, I never did that. I was talking to the other cashier. The cashier's like, "Yeah, you gotta type in groceries." I'm like, "Nah, screw that. I just type in, how much." So unfortunately, everything I did was not done on the book. She's like, what? She was like, the cashier's like, "What do you mean you don't? You gotta do type in grocery, then 6 4." I'm like, "Nah, I don't do that. I don't do that. I type in, I type in grocery, I type in how much it is or whatever, or the unit number that matches the bananas. I don't give them all that information to the deli. The deli know it. Also, and this is really ironic. Um, it's probably being the only Jewish person in the store, number one. But anyhow, it was at Sears Hardware. They were like, we need someone to do all the Christmas stuff. And they had Lawn and Garden, then they had us, and we weren't on commission at the time. And they had hardware, they paint. And, I used to like to say, "Oh, wear your vest, wear your vest," and then like I'd get my vest and I just walk in the back and go and like flip it up there. But I got an award. I got an award there that people never got. That have been there for 30 years. It was basically a courtesy award winner badge, and you got it by being acknowledged by a customer. Well, I got it because I sold something actually that was supposed to be held for someone else that was working in the shop. But I'm like, you don't need it. So, and the guy's like, "Is there anything I can do for you, man? Is there anything I can do? You're giving me such a great deal." It was like scratch and dent kind of in the back. And I'm like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, my grandma worked at this Sears and my mom worked at this Sears, by the way. And I'm like, "They got this thing, it's called Courtesy Award Winner. And, you get written up and you get to go to the Willows." Way back in the day, if you know where the Willows was. I never actually used the gift certificate. It was a la-di-da place. It was like for $25, $30. You get your name in the break room. You get a picture of you with the manager. And you always get a gold badge that says Courtesy Award Winner. Even if you lose it, you go back, you get another one that says Courtesy Award Winner. Because I lost like 4 of them. It says Courtesy Award Winner. And I was a punk. Go figure, right? I was just a punk. I didn't know shit. You know, I remember when we were doing the whole thing. I remember actually in my interview, I didn't wear socks. My mom's like, "Why aren't you wearing socks?" And we got these shoes from Kmart. They were like light leather and they were like woven. And I got like khaki. They were like beige slacks, light beige slacks. And I go, "Don Johnson never wore socks. I am Don Johnson. I will never wear socks. He's so cool." Mom's like, "Oh, I get involved." Anyhow, so I get this award. And I'm like 2 months into my job. And these people have been there for 20 years and they never got acknowledged. And I don't mean to laugh at them or anything, but I'm like, all you do is ask somebody to write something up. I guess people didn't think that was ethical. So I just told the guy, and I got the award, and I was hated. Oh, absolutely hated. Where the hell's the story going? I went to Sears. Where was I in the story? The place, Christy Award winner. Oh yeah, okay. So I was in the Christmas department. I got volunteered for that. I don't know how. So all I did was ring up ornaments and balls and what do you call it? The tinsel and everything else. And oh man. And and what really happened was, and I think it was like maybe 14,000. All these items were supposed to specifically put in a department. No one told me that at the time. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was just putting in the 9-digit number and the number for the department. So it was like 2 numbers and then like a 9-digit number, and then I just bring people up. And then they're like, and they talked to me. They're like, these are like 14,000 exceptions. And I'm like, every single thing I ran up. And they're like, yeah, every single thing I ran up. I'm like, no one told me to do in a specific department. No one told me to do a specific division. No one told me to do a specific kind of product it was. And these are all variables that no one told me. I got another story too. It goes on to the same thing. I don't know how I'm gonna do that one. It's pretty intense. All right, so I just want to tell you, just want to put in I can't gonna do it. What do you mean you're not gonna do it? I'm like, I just never done it. I never put in meat. I never put in deli. I never put in butcher. I never put in the produce department. I never put in the flower department. I just never did. How can you get away from that? How do you not to do that? I'm like, I didn't hit the department and I didn't put in the 3-digit code. It's not rocket science. I was just cutting to the chase. Also, I love the scanner. Beep, 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 beep. Oh my god, I love that. I still love it to this day. I used to just go. And then people shit. 50, 60 pounds in the bag. 30 pounds in the bag. I go. And nowadays, they got the carts with the little motors. They go. I used to come in with 17, 18 carts, run that motherfucker as hard as I could, and I went like that. And I had this manager named Vivian, and she's like, this short. She's awesome. And she's like, what was that? And I'm like, just bring the carts in. And like display, and they're like shaking. She's like, chill when you do that. Just chill. Oh man, I used to bring up those carts. Like, I was eating. Now everybody's like, and no exercise, no nothing. So when I do laundry, I park by Walmart and I ride that son of a bitch right from the Walmart to the laundry, and I ride that son of a bitch all the way back. So the old guy going with the car. It's me. I can't grow up. Sorry, I thought that was funny. Yeah, but I used to love grabbing carts. One time I did go to work, and it was actually Rosh Hashanah. It was actually Rosh Hashanah with the highlights. And we were Jewish. We celebrated Hanukkah, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. But my dad worked for really Orthodox Jews and religious people, and then, Friday night you can't come over here, we have Shabbat, and Saturday you can't work, Sunday you can't. My dad's like, Jesus Christ, excuse me. I can't get nothing fucking done for these Jewish people. He's Jewish. So one time, I totally knew it was Rosh Hashanah, and I went to work anyways. I'm like, hell, they're not going. I ain't going. So I got my bike, and I biked to Food Town, and I'm pushing carts. I see my dad's van, and I'm like, oh boy, Mom got a hold of him. It's like, oh yeah. And he's like, Kevin, do you know what night it is? I'm like, yeah, it's Kol Nidre or whatever, which is a very, very high holy. It's our high holy day on Shabbat. On Rosh Hashanah and Shabbat, and it's a day of, it's the one of the most important days basically of the year, and they blow the shofar and everything. And so my dad's like, Mom wants us, and I'm like, Dad, I'm like, I got here at 4. It was like 6:37. I'm like, seriously, we still have to go to the Temple of Israel, which was all the way on the other side of town. And he's like, yeah, you got to go home now and do it. You got to go home. And I'm like, all right. So I went home and went to Kol Nidre. Anyhow, I went to work one time with migraine. They're pushing carts. I'm getting the bags. I'm bagging. You know, I'm helping people out. And in between that, I'm going. And the Vivian's like, what is that? I go, I got a migraine. She's like, so you don't feel good? And I'm like, no, I don't feel good. My dad told me I don't ever take off. Unless you're bleeding from your eyes or your brain or something, you don't ever take off because work's work. She's like, Kevin, how much do you make here? And I was like, I don't know, like, man, how much did I make there? $5.75, something like that. And she's like, no, maybe $4.75, $5.25 maybe. And she's like, I'm gonna let you go home because you can't be going. Why are you begging groceries and pushing carts? And I'm like, man, my dad's not gonna be happy. And she's like, I'll call your dad and I'll tell him too. Right in the head. I'm like, oh, he goes to the factory and he throws up in the scrap. He doesn't care. I think at Sears I had to throw up and return the tools. There was some dry heaving going on. Maybe a little phlegm. Because my brain was like, yeah, I'm gonna go beep, 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 beep. It's like, but man, I stood in it, man. I mean, I can throw up and drive. I can throw up and work. I can throw up and work out. I can throw up and, read. And throw up some more. Anyhow, where the hell is that story going? Oh yeah, it's my ShortCuts. Right, peace out.